Hi, welcome back to Module 4. So today we're going to read from the Phonics book. Now this really sets my reading program apart because we listen to music in the left ear as the student reads the phonics on the computer, or your student can look in the book. And my little students, my youngers, my first, second, third graders have such tiny earbuds, earbuds that we use these bone conduction earphones. They hook behind the student's ear and over, and it goes on their cheek. And I get these from Amazon and they're just amazing. But music plays in the left ear and spelling plays in the right ear. But on my app, CDSM, the first exercise is music only, classical music. So your child's listening to Tchaikovsky, Chopin, listening to music in the left ear as he's reading the book. So the phonics book is actually 1B, and I'm going to take advantage of this time to show you my books, okay? So I have books 1A, 1B, and 1C. 1A is teacher instructions. I call it Spelling Success Using Phonics. 1B is Reading Success Using Music. 1C is Spelling Success Using Music. These are the spelling lists that the student goes through. Then I have grammar tricks. I have 5 books of grammar tricks. These are all set 2, but I've broken them up. Set 1, grammar set tricks 2, grammar set 3, 4, and 5. These are explicit grammar tricks that we need to teach our students, okay? Then I have my workbook 3. I call it my parental toolbox. These are all your black line masters or your reproducibles. So anything in here, you're able to reproduce. Then I have phonics strategies is book 4. That's for ages grades 1 through 4. It's got larger print. And then my workbook 5A contains the same information here, just goes into more depth on phonics. This goes up to 95 pages. And then I have 5B, which are grammar. It's a grammar workbook, more writing, a lot of writing strategies. So these workbooks are amazing. If you have a student over 25, 50 hours, you're able to get into these books a lot easier than if you only have the student for 25 hours. So what I'm going to show you right now is how we do the reading of the phonics. So I'm going to share my screen. Now I can put the headphones on the student and play from my phone. I download my own app, okay? So the app it's called CDSM. I'm going to show you right here. Oops, got a lot of, let me see, right here. You see this little, it's a D and a B. It's called CDSM, and that stands for Syntron Dyslexia Solutions with Music. When I open it up, you could hear the music. So when I when I have this synced up, the student is just listening to this music in their bone conduction headphones. So what we do to start, I'm not going to play the music while I'm explaining to you because I don't want it to confuse you. But this is exactly what the student did with the plastic letters. Un, na, id, di, op, pa, ud, da, ka, ak, af, fa, il, li, on, na, si, is, og, ga. We don't want them to say go because these are phonic sounds. Ga would be for got or gob. Okay, so ga, ba, ab, ma, am, and you go on. Then I go into two sounds that build words. Pat, pa, pat, pad, pan. So the student is reading these. Sometimes I have to model and they have to repeat. And sometimes I just have them say, what are the first two sounds? Now add this sound to pa, d, pa, n. And then we go across this way. And then we have some rhymes. A, pad, bad, sad, id, hid, rid. So now I teach what rhymes are. And if I can share with you, I'm going to use my palm. Well, I'm going to stop my share and show you this. So when I'm teaching a rhyme, I'm going to say, well, and you might even do this when you're doing module 1, when you're first introducing 3-letter words, but remind the student, if you hold your palm out like this, your hand out, we're going to say pad, add, pad. Pad becomes bad, add, bad. Bad becomes sad, add, sad. So what stand the same? The ending letters. That's when it's a rhyme. The beginning letters are what are changing. So bad, pad, mad, dad, lad. Those are all rhymes because the beginning letters change, but the ending letters are the same. So I'll explain that to the students. And I'm going to share again. Sometimes we have to share, teach more than once or twice. Okay. So some of the other pages that I really, so this just progresses. And I try to go through 1 to 2 pages a day. Here is a really good page that changes the vowel sound. And this gives a lot of visual discrimination. And you'll be amazed when a student's listening to music in the left ear, how much quicker they're going to be able to process this information. So we reading like that. And then here are those anagrams that we talked about in the previous module. I go ahead and number those. And then we have more visual discrimination. Nod, knob becomes snob. Cot, Scott. So here they're learning to add a letter. So in Orton Gillingham, one of the warm-up drills we do is substitutions. This is exactly what's happening. You're adding a consonant. Can, scan, pit, spit. And the kids just love it. You're going to love reading these words, reading these sentences. A flat box is best. And I like to ask questions of my students. When is a flat box best? A lot of times they don't know. They don't know how to answer. So I ask, do you ever put sweaters under the bed in a box, a flat box? Sometimes Christmas wrapping paper is in a flat box, so it can be stacked up high or put somewhere. And then also, I felt as snug as a bug in a rug. Do you know what that means? Some kids will, some kids won't. So take advantage and use these as teachable moments. What about this one? I don't know about this camera here. He will clam up if you ask him to tell on his pal. What does it mean to clam up? And you talk about a clam on the ocean, how they close, okay, when somebody comes near. A lot of visual discrimination. So I go through 1 to 2 pages a day. Look at this one. Smith, like the name Smith. We want to keep the short vowel sound. Ska, sack. Sma, Sam. Sna, sun. Sme, Sem. Dyslexic kids have a hard time recognizing, the individual letters and the placement of the letters. When they learn that a vowel can go second or the vowel goes after a blend, then they're going to learn to look for those first 2 letters. Are they 2 consonants? Are they 2 consonants? 2 consonants, and then the vowel sound. Then we just have lists and lists of words that when the student is reading with music in the left ear, then we go into multiple syllables, 3 syllables: sun, bonnet, sunbonnet, publishing, publishing. And you could teach about suffixes. This is just a very amazing phonics book. One of my favorite lessons to teach are the ending sounds of ED. Sometimes ED sounds like ed. Sometimes it sounds like d. Sometimes it sounds like t. Sanded, lasted, hinted, sifted, thrilled, curled, farmed, buzzed, begged, licked, cracked, thumped, stitched. So this is a fun lesson, and the students love to learn this because they've always wondered. Here is just a list of ED sounds, and the student gets to differentiate. What does it sound like? So we go through long vowels. These are your vowel consonant E or the sneaky E. Ace, aid, age, aim. They learn that when there's an E at the end of a word, it makes the vowel long. So we go through the A's, the I's, the E's, the O, and the U. And I'll talk a little bit about our controlled vowels. They don't give a true long E sound or an short E. Long vowels. Let's see what else. Wonderful stuff. This is such a wonderful, when you teach students root words, you can teach them about the suffixes. So this automatically starts introducing how we double the final consonant when it's a 1-syllable word like chop. And you double the final consonant before you add ing. Spot, spotting. Pick, picking. Cut, cutting. You can explain. By this time, they've already learned about CK. They've already learned the family ick, ack, ock. Okay, so that's going to be easy for them to transition. But this is a great time to talk about, we double the T to protect a short vowel sound. Here, you don't have to double the letter because there already are 2 consonants after the short vowel sound. So that short vowel is protected, but skipping, jamming, pinning, betting. There's always opportunities to teach explicitly. Maybe the students heard of a wedding before, but now they're understanding wed is the root word. And there's a lot of talk about what we call morphology, where words come from. So wedding has the word wed in it. We doubled the D before we added ing. And this is supported in the workbooks that we do. And also here is some more opportunity to say, you could say running, but you can say runner. You could say printing, but you can say printer. So when the students know a root word, they can build around it and learn and just increase their vocabulary. So that is a good introduction to the reading book. And it gets more and more complicated. Here we have vowel teams. AI says A. AY says A. Okay. We have EA says E. All these words, the learning EA says E. And we have some good sentences that have the EA words in them. What about EA says eh? EA says eh. I had bread, wealth, weather, leather, feather. So this is my workbook. This is book 1B. And this is what module 4 is to show you, that using the music in the left ear, I'm gonna stop the share. Using the music in the left ear, it's gonna cross to the right side of the brain, give that right angular gyrus a job it likes to do, so it doesn't take over the reading, so that the students' eyes are absorbing those words, they're hearing those words, and the right angular gyrus is off in happy land with the music. So this is what retrains the brain so beautifully. So that's the end of module 4. Thanks for listening, and look forward with me to module 5. Bye-bye now. I'm Dr. Marian Cintron. Don't forget,